Hello and welcome to the Kobold Cafe. It's Thursday night, which means it's time for Star Trek Adventures Pathfinder. I'm Colin, the GM. Joining us, as always, as the crew of the USS Percival are Daniel
I'm Daniel, and I am playing Tesora, the Vulcan paleo astronomer.
and James.
Who's muted?
Hey, I'm James. I am playing Tonjot Jaws, the second in command slash TAC officer.
And Tara.
Hello, I am Tara. I play Captain Demore Arcardassian, Captain previously spy extraordinaire.
And Tom.
I'm Tom, and I play Commander Vivek, and I'm proud of myself for not going Tanja right after James did.
Pokemon.
And last but not least, Ever.
Hello, I am playing Lieutenant Commander Eversol. Here for any of your science officer needs. Back again on the bridge.
For the moment.
Until
For the
you
moment.
disobey an order again.
Yes.
Okay. So tonight's episode is episode 11 already. We've been playing for, 12 weeks because we skipped that one for the holidays. But the title of tonight's episode is Echoes. Ever, go ahead and take it away.
Science Officer's Log. Stardate 60692.9. In the course of our survey on the Darturi sector, we have discovered a binary star pulsar system, an incredibly rare occurrence. While we don't have the facilities to conduct throughout study, I've been ordered to perform a scientific analysis. Starfleet mission has always been one of discovery, and we spend longer on the fringes of known space. I am filled with excitement and curiosity. I wonder if this is what captains more than a century ago felt when they embark on 5-year-old missions, venturing further and further into the unknown.
Okay. So, we open on the Percival sort of heading towards this star slash pulsar system. Who knows what a pulsar is? Show of hands.
I'm gonna Wikipedia it. Isn't it? Isn't it
Pulsar
like when
is a
like
highly magnetized
after a
rotating
star
neutron
dies,
star
it's like
that
a
emits
core?
beams of electromagnetic radiation out of its magnetic poles.
Yeah. So it's pretty highly gravitationally strong because it's a super dense chunk of neutron star. You know, it's the same thing that they made Mjolnir out of, right?
A
But
baby black hole, isn't it?
kind of, yeah. It's also, but the cool thing about the pulsars are it's almost like a lighthouse because there are bright bands of radiation. I think it's mostly X-rays. I'm not really certain, but it spins at a high rate of speed, and these sorry, I'm gesticulating even though nobody can see me. The bands or the beams of radiation that are emitted from the poles of the neutron star spin like a lighthouse, and so you can actually they've been able to use this energy to prove certain parts of Einstein's theories of relativity and some other things. It's pretty interesting, but for the purposes of tonight, it's radiation that pulses pretty quickly from a spinning neutron star. The biggest difference is this neutron star has a star, and they are both orbiting each other. Any questions for clarification there, just in case? Yeah.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, no, they do look pretty cool. I mean, those are artist renderings, but what they are is pretty cool from my fairly limited knowledge of actual astrophysics as opposed to science fiction astrophysics. Okay. So, scientific study of a pulsar.
Yeah, I'm all over this.
Okay, let's make it an extended task. Difficulty 2. I think work is only going to be 5, magnitude 3, but resistance is 2 because of the radiation, the massive amounts of radiation that this thing spits out.
Okay. Does anybody want to assist?
Well,
I
it's
mean-
a extended task, so everybody can
Oh,
do a thing.
right. Okay. So, well, I can start because I feel like this is I'm pretty psyched. I think you see Tesora like visibly chipper as this thing comes on the screen, and she says maybe to Eversoul, she says, "Are you seeing this? It's marvelous."
It's amazing.
And is there anything weird about it? Like, I mean, Starfleet must have encountered plenty of these things, right?
Pulsars, yes, although, it's one of those things where each one is going to be slightly different, and so it's always kind of interesting to perform, there's some astrophysicist out there that would love this data. What makes this
Okay.
one super rare, at least at first blush, is the fact that there's another star orbiting with it. Right, so it's a
Okay.
star and the neutron star pulsar are orbiting each other.
So that means a rogue star would have had to come into the galaxy or the star system, huh?
Almost certainly.
Yeah. Because that pulsar would have eaten it when it was formed.
It is in the process of eating it. Like, you can see an accretion disk from where, like, matter from the star is being sucked in. But because of relativity, you can't get close enough where that's going to be an issue.
I say, yes, every pulsar is like a snowflake. No two are alike. This, even one of these could make an astrophysicist's entire career, and this one appears to have some kind of special feature around it. Do you see that object that's trapped in orbit with it?
I'm reading a daily roster or something. I'll look up and be like, oh, yes, of course. And then look back down.
That's nice, honey.
Okay, I am going to roll. I'm assuming astronavigation counts as my focus.
Astronavigation?
Oh man, does it not? Okay, you know what? Fuck it. We don't have any momentum. I can't.
Just go for it. Or you can
Okay.
let what do you call it? Tom go first because he always piles the dice on.
Actually, yeah. You know what? I'll do that. I'll say, Vivek, can you enhance our sensors so that we could get a high resolution image of this thing?
Scan.
Yeah.
Can do.
All right. Enhancing sensors. Yeah, that's going to be control engineering.
I'm assuming it's it's more of an algorithm so that our computer can interpret the data better.
Okay, so go ahead and use your computer's focus then. Difficulty is 2 across the board for this guy.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. So you make your 2.
Lovely.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you.
I thought I muted myself. I'm so sorry.
All right, I'm a little lightheaded. Okay.
Eversoul, do you need a cough drop?
Maybe I'm not feeling that well. Last meeting.
Yeah. So, yes. What do you roll? You roll dice equal to your discipline. So what is that? 5 dice.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Resistance is 2, so you do 3 work on it.
Is there anything, I'm going to use one of those momentums to walking encyclopedia.
Okay.
And I'll just do a focus on pulsars. What would be space anomalies?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, space anomalies. And is that all of Vivek's role? Is like, do we need to resolve anything else?
Oh wait,
Yep.
shouldn't the ship roll too?
You know, the ship should probably roll. What is it doing? It's gonna roll sensors or computers, I guess. Actually, computers science. So that's 12 or better.
One more.
Computer mute. So there's
Regretting naming
another.
your Alexa that, ain't ya?
Only when I'm watching Star Trek, which is the same time that I regret making my front doorbell the red alert sound, because then the dogs go nuts. We actually got a wireless doorbell at work for our back door, and I'm gonna bring in that same MP3 and load it on there. Okay. Yeah. So now it's Daniel's turn.
Okay, these scans look excellent, Vivek. Thank you.
What?
So that comes in under my focus. Oh shit! What was I rolling? Damn it. What's to reason science? Is it okay to do reason science?
Sure.
Okay.
I was a little surprised to see the dice rolling over there, but that's okay.
Yeah, I forgot that games have rules. But I don't think even 15 would not have made it because I
Isn't
only
that
have
2?
what? The 2 definitely makes it.
Yeah. So you get 2
so-
successes, which is enough.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll 4 dice.
D6.
Oh, the
do
ship.
how do we still have? Why do we still have 2 G?
Because
because
the
of
ship. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. All right. And the ship. Ooh.
And the ship.
So now is that any more dice?
You can spend momentum on more dice.
Oh. 1 momentum for a die. Is that the ratio?
Hold on.
I'm just seeing Tanja and I actually were pretending to look over data reports and stuff like that, but we're playing some kind of like...
Pong.
No, not even Pong. We're updating our fantasy spring ball league. Or something similar.
Okay, sorry. The phrase extended tasks shows up 45 times in this book. And I found the wrong cluster.
Because Tanja, I believe you're probably just as bored about this as I am.
Yeah, Tanja is pretty useless in this particular situation.
Are you a spring ball fan, Tanjat?
Maybe?
It's the Bajoran like generic sport. It's kind of like
Oh.
racquetball a little bit.
Yeah, then I probably am a fan.
Okay, so 1 momentum will let you ignore the resistance,
Oh.
or you can
Yeah,
spend 1
please.
momentum to do 1 additional work after you roll.
I'm gonna ignore the resistance.
Zoop. Okay.
Okay. So 4 dice.
Yes.
Here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So you do a breakthrough. So work is 1 of 5. Magnitude is 2. Difficulty 2. Resistance 2. All right, who's up?
This may be an ever
Ever-
thing
yeah.
now.
I'll like to first use the ship sensors that I believe we upgraded them before, right?
Yeah, they've been, I guess, like calibrated, or the computer can process the information from them better.
I want to
Well-
see what. Sorry, go on.
We let one of the things out of the holodeck procedure, and then they've leaked out of the holodeck and into the main computer. Our brains,
Oh, is that why our sensors are souped up?
I think so.
All right. Then I would like to get as many readings as possible to analyze the star and its moon.
It's the satellite.
Not the same?
Well,
Well,
it's not actually a
second
moon.
star.
Yeah, one is the neutron star, and one is like a main sequence star. So yeah, reason science.
All right. I do not believe I have any focus for that.
No, your focuses are all doctory.
Yep. Reason science would be a 15 or less.
Oh, that's not
And I
bad.
have
You got 2.
2 successes.
Ship gets you 1 more.
That's 3.
That's 3.
And then you could dump that thing to pull down the resistance again. That
Correct.
makes life easier.
Yeah, roll 4 dice.
Okay.
4d6.
D6.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Three.
So that's another breakthrough. So work is 0 of 5. Magnitude is down to 1. Difficulty 2. Resistance 2. Okay.
All right, I guess I'll look up for what I'm doing and just kind of I will send all the relevant information to the relevant like peon departments. Like, you know,
Alright.
crewman departments.
Yeah, I guess control command then. I don't see a focus that applies.
I don't think so. So 2 control command you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is 9-5. There's 2.
That's enough.
Hey, with a crit.
Sorry, 14-5. But yeah. And the ship, would that be able to help me at all? Or not?
Yeah, let me roll communications here. There you go.
All right, I will use that momentum to burn the thing.
Okay.
And this is 5.
Yes, it is 5.
Arr. 4.
5.
5.
5. Oh, I didn't see the roll there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, 4. You know what? There's some use for effects here that I haven't been counting. It's been a little while since we've done one of these.
How many effects have we gotten? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like.
Triumphant. If a character achieves a breakthrough and 1 or more effects, then an additional breakthrough is achieved. I think that happened just last time.
Cool. I did it.
Yeah. Or an additional work, which is enough. Okay, great. So you guys perform a thorough investigation of this binary pair, we'll call it, I guess, because it's not binary pulsar, because that would specifically be 2 pulsars in orbit with each other, which is also cool. And I thought about doing that, but it just caused too many problems. Yes. So this pulsar, all pulsars, emit. I can't believe I actually did this research. Okay, all pulsars emit visible light, X-rays, and gamma radiation. Additionally, this one emits like a wide band of other, we'll call exotic radiations that are rarely observed in nature. Uh, Unfortunately, like some of these have the ability to pass through starship hulls. Oh, it's baryon radiation, is what it is. So, baryon radiation passes through starship hulls easily. Just,
Great.
but it doesn't really damage anything except organic matter.
Oh,
So no problem then.
Right. In the old days, before they sort of before actually they were sort of forced to reevaluate how warp travel worked. Ships used to have to periodically undergo baryon sweeps to remove particles that accumulated because of warp travel. That's not really a requirement anymore, but this pulsar does seem to emit baryon radiation, probably because of some stellar body that it absorbed over time. There is a ship visible, but not emitting any power signatures. With in orbit, close around it, within the what we'll call the radiation belt, where like the radiation is strongest. I should
have we been? Are we close enough to be affected by the baryons?
no.
Oh, okay.
The pulsar has an unusually slow rotation speed, so there's actually a 16-second length of time between the pulses that sweep by.
So, Captain, good news and bad news.
Yes.
Well, the bad news is that this thing every 16 seconds is emitting a very a highly harmful pulse of baryonic radiation that is deadly to organic matter. The good news is we're not close enough to have been hit by it yet.
Noted. Keep us at a safe distance there. And then I'll kind of lean back and look over at Tanjot and just be like, Tanjot, you have the bridge. I'm going to do some work in my ready room.
Did you guys miss the fact that there's a ship?
Yes.
Yeah, I
There
did not catch that at all.
there is a ship in the radiation belt in
You
in
didn't
orbit.
say it or we didn't catch it.
I definitely said it.
Oh, he definitely said it. I just didn't I thought we were all seeing, similar things. Captain, wait.
I mean,
There's-
the dynamic is that the captain and I don't necessarily always know what we're looking at on those monitors.
Or care.
Yeah.
Or care. Like we that's why you're here. You tell us the
Right.
important things.
Okay, fine. There is one more thing, Captain. And I
Oh.
turn dramatically towards the camera. There's a ship trapped in there.
Now my interest is caught. I will kind of like turn back around and just sit right back down. And then look over and is it on screen? Can we get it on screen? On screen.
Enhance.
Yeah, right. It's difficult to get a great outline at this distance, especially when every 16 seconds there's a super bright pulse of light that the camera has to sort of like adjust for and then readjust. But it does have a saucer / two nacelle outline that would suggest a Federation ship.
Well, we should probably get that. Suggestions?
I mean, not unless you're really itching to catch a full wave of baryons.
Maybe
I mean,
if I analyze. Sorry.
I mean,
can we modulate the shields to sort of absorb some of that? Because I know it goes through hulls, but how about shields?
Yeah, I feel like you could probably adjust the shields, but I mean they're going to be worn down by that radiation pretty quick. I would say that you could probably withstand one sweep with the shields,
Mhm.
but no more than that. If you were to modify them specifically for the radiation mix.
well, and then like baryon radiation, like it's not as big an issue if it's like a short exposure, if I remember right.
No, it is absolutely.
Oh, it is a big
yeah,
issue.
it is a big issue.
Okay. Okay. I
We
I thought
can't
I
have.
thought you could. I thought you'd be fine for a bit.
No.
You thought we could have some as a treat?
Well, I thought we could go in and like tow that thing out real quick.
Mhm.
Do we have any records of like Federation ships that have come through here? Would this be in the logs anywhere?
Maybe somebody should look through the logs and see if anything comes up.
Going back to the radiation, would it be possible to analyze it and create at least a much better shielding or frequency that can not give us just one, but a few more time? I'm sorry, a few more seconds or minutes withstanding such radiation.
Yeah, that's what Tom just asked. So, he can if with a successful modification of the shields, the shields can withstand one sweep of the neutron star. So
The problem is we have to drop the shields to get a tractor beam.
So you
And
would be able to do 32-ish seconds instead of 16.
Mhm.
And that's
What
the maximum.
about
What's the skill to
so-
get
what
those
about
logs?
remotely
Before we
operated?
forget it, we're gonna let's go through the logs.
Okay,
I'm gonna
like
but-
4 people were talking just now, so let's go in order of rank.
Okay, what about remotely piloted shuttles?
Certainly possible.
It could cause interference.
The radiation will
mean-
definitely cause interference, but a few shuttles probably have strong enough tractor beams.
Well, and I mean, we could even just use one shuttle to do a quick recon.
Mhm.
Like, what if we were to have like, Commander Vivek program a shuttle to, do a reconnaissance flyby,
You probably just
I
use a
agree.
probe for that.
I was about to say.
or a probe. I forget probes exist.
Okay.
Oh, shit.
So
I'll work on a
logs and
probe
probes.
while.
Hmm?
Well, can I work on a probe? Getting a probe ready.
Yeah. That's usually done from the ops station, and it'd be control engineering difficulty 1.
I could do that.
Actually, you don't even need to roll for getting a probe ready, I think. Like, it's not
Okay.
like there's
Well-
any organic systems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, with the captain's permission, I'm just gonna launch a probe and.
Yeah, permission granted.
Okay, so while the
also-
probe is transmitting, transversing
Mm-hmm.
to the other ship, Tanja, or not, Tanja just went. Who's next in rank? Vivek.
Yeah, so I'm looking in the logs before I forget.
That will require a roll.
Yeah. What do I need to?
Let's do reason security.
Okay.
Difficulty is high. It's 4.
Okay. I'm gonna use a momentum then and see what happens
Okay.
between me and the ship.
Wait, what?
Oh,
What?
Jesus Christ! I'm gonna re-roll that ship one.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Wow,
I found nothing, and the computer
And
exploded.
2 complications.
You deleted something important.
This is
I
this
deleted
roll
the
has
internet, guys. I'm
Genesis
sorry.
Wow.
energy.
Okay. There's a security lockout on accessing the Federation servers right now because apparently Vivek forgot his password and he tried it too many times. So I think for this scene and the next scene, you cannot get information from the Federation database.
Okay.
All right. Now, Ever, I believe you also had something?
I want to help with the shields as much as I can. I wasn't sure if that was the maximum possible time that we could resist.
That is with a successful control engineering difficulty 2 roll.
Could I use my analysis to be able to use science instead of engineering? The one that I made on the energy readings of the stars?
No, that was specifically to get readings from it. Now you're modifying the ship.
Okay, that would be 13. How many success do I need?
2.
I'm going to use a momentum, if that's okay.
Can I assist with this?
Absolutely.
Would I be able to use mathematics? Because we're like trying to. Are we trying to like match its frequency?
Yeah, effectively.
Okay.
Right, rolling.
That's 2.
And if I was doing, I keep forgetting what I'm actually rolling or to
Well,
ask
if it
what
was
I'm rolling. What do you
control
think it should be?
engineering or or reason science, either one, you would make 14
Either
exactly.
one would give me 14.
So,
Okay, great.
so that's that back. And yeah, the shields have been modified so you guys can resist 1 solar pulse. 32
and
seconds.
should the ship have rolled with Eversol there?
Yeah, let's do structure security, I think, for shields. No.
Okay.
Okay. So you can survive 32 seconds. I mean, you could warp there in less than a second and warp out in probably 3 seconds.
All right. That's
Uh,
28 seconds to spare.
the information from the probe, I'm just going to pass it along. Definitely Federation. You do get a registration number and name from the hull. I'll even tell you instead of making you roll to recognize the outline. Oh, there's a picture of the binary pulsar. Should have thrown that in the background earlier. All right. It is an Excelsior class.
Excelsior!
Old school.
And it's
Are those still in circulation? No.
let me go into that in just a second. Let me put this information down real quick because I don't remember what the 1677B. Okay. Okay. So, the Excelsior class was the successor to the Constellation class, which was the original Enterprise. They
Yeah,
came.
this is the one you see in the very beginning of Generations, right?
Yes, that was the Enterprise B. Oh shoot! Actually, this is actually the NCC 1677A. Because they only fucked up with the first gallant. Uh, yes. So the Excelsior class was the successor to that. They came online towards the end of the 2200s, the 23rd century, and for like 50 or 60 years, they were the core of Starfleet. This was the workhouse or workhorse ship class. And even though they were replaced at first by the Ambassador class, which wasn't really that great, so they decided to stop making the Ambassadors and still making they still made some of the Excelsiors even into like the 2330s. But because this class was so reliable and they had learned so many lessons with the Constellation class and refits, that there were still quite a few of these still in service during the Dominion War. I mean, they were old ships. I mean, think about it like modern military would be the F-14 Tomcat. Like when it came out in the 70s, it was the top of the line. Like it was badass. And even now, even though that, we have several things that are better than the Tomcat now or exceed the Tomcat in a lot of ways, there are still, for budget reasons, quite a few F-14s still in service.
Because they're awesome and they have them.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why, I mean, it's entirely conceivable that folks here served on one of these at some point if they've been in Starfleet for a long time, because they were for a long time ubiquitous, and even after that they were still around, even if they were kind of relegated away from frontline duty to being more like, oh, well, okay, you're going to make this run between these two star systems 6 times a month for the next 3 years.
I get on the comm and I say, "Oh, Vivek, we have a name and serial number now. Could you just quickly run these through the database and see if you pop up any results? Should be easy."
No. We we were locked out for a little bit because I couldn't remember my password. Well, I had the caps lock on. So excuse me.
I gotta like do a little bit of a face palm and then run through. Can I do it?
Oddly enough, this is your biggest fuck up so far.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tanjat has in fact been feeding all of this like via text message to the captain.
Yeah. No, the Starfleet is reviewing the security clearance from your thing. So like some guy has to look at it and like, oh, I'll just, reset this password real quick or something. But yeah, so nobody can query the Federation database.
All right. Well, any which way, let's get it. So we could do a warp in, and we'd be okay dropping the shield for a second.
32 seconds, and that's if you time it like perfectly. Like as soon as the sweep or the stars flash passes, and you warp in right then. With the shields up, you have 32 seconds. Otherwise, you'd have to you get 16 seconds. You have to put the shields up. Then you drop the shields again and you get another 16 seconds.
All right, so...
You mentioned a shuttle could tow it, though?
I mean, these are
Something
huge.
like
This is
shuttles.
scale 5 to your scale 4. It's as big as almost a Galaxy class.
Could
What's the difficult? If we were to just do it right now,
Wait. Captain, what if it's
can
a
I
trap?
ask? Can I ask a question of the GM first?
Sure.
What's the difficulty? Would it be right now
To do what?
to get it, to warp in there,
get
nab
it?
it, fly out,
What do you mean nab it?
like tractor beam it? She wants to
tractor beam it? like flying tractor beam, pull it out.
Okay. So to warp in would be helm. I think just difficulty 1 to get the timing right. Tractor beam is usually difficulty 2, I believe, and it's not going to be uh opposed in any way. Let's see here. It requires control security assisted by structure security. Difficulty is 2. Have to be within close range. If successful, the target is immobilized and cannot move unless it can break free, but you guys are towing it. The real difficulty would be warping out with that in tow. Because you need so much more power and it is so much more massive than you guys. So I would say that that's going to be difficulty 3. Oh, that'll be fun. 1, 2, 3.
All right. So what I'm gonna do then is I'm gonna have our computer. I basically want people, if they can think of a way, to make to create advantages for this whole maneuver.
I got one.
What you got?
Could we use the shuttles to assist?
Yeah. So let's see. Remote controlling a shuttle would be, I think, control con. Yeah, control con. Difficulty would be, normally it would be 1, but I think it's 3 because you get 1 for the radio interference from the pulsar itself, and another 1 because you're not there navigating yourself. You're using a remote control.
Okay, so that would be creating an advantage. Would be 3.
Yeah.
Commander Vivek, could you boost the signal? Is there a way that you could do that?
Well, you're already doing an advantage. So I mean, he would be, I guess, giving you an advantage on your roll to get an advantage.
Okay, I see your point.
So how about we start with Tom? Can you think of anything like deflector nonsense or something?
I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I could.
I mean, or we could get in there and just make it move in
Can
a
I chart?
trajectory that would free it from the sun, and that way, like, go in, tractor beam, thruster the hell as fast as we can, and then let it go, and make sure it's been let go on a.
It would be warping with it. It's just
well, the way that Tanjat just suggested would be easier. Because instead of difficulty 1, difficulty 2, difficulty 3, this would just be difficulty 1, difficulty 2, right? Because he's saying warp in and just give it a massive push with the
impulse
Okay.
engines.
It's a billiard shot, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, then okay. So then let's do that. I will do administration.
I can chart
create an advantage.
path.
Yay, Newtonian physics!
Yeah, actually, I think Tesora, like, yours is the most crucial here because you have to figure out the exact angle at which to push this thing to break its stable orbit.
Yeah, so I'll figure out the angle that we gotta whack it by, but I do have one question, which is, have we done a scan of the surrounding system?
Yes, you had already done a scan of whatever nearby system, and you're like, oh, hey, look at this pulsar. Let's look at that real quick.
Okay. I can't shake the possibility that like this thing is bait for a trap and like the pulsar is like a spider web, you know what I mean? But if we want to just make this roll, I wonder if I can have that be like a complication that Tessora's feeling. I don't know. Like she just has an uneasy feeling.
You're having second thoughts about, and third
I'm having
thoughts,
second
and fourth?
thoughts. Yes.
Yeah.
Because this is shady. It's we get locked out of the records. This thing is just sitting there. It's a very delicate operation that we got to do, and it's very like it's like a tasty piece of bait. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So, what do you want to do with that if I compel it for a determination?
I think like you keeping one eye on, you know, whatever is going to increase the threat range on the rolls that you make, sort of in regards to like being waiting for that trap, right?
Okay.
By one.
Okay. Cool.
Until you're in a situation
And,
in which you don't think that could be a possibility.
So it increases. You said it increases the threat range, so I can bad crit on a 19 basically.
Exactly. Or
Okay.
if somebody's rolling with you, it'll go to an 18.
Okay, that sounds good. So I'm gonna run the trajectory analysis on this thing. Does anybody want to assist, or am I doing 2 dice? Oh, and what skill am I rolling?
Reason, con, astronavigation.
Excellent.
Difficulty is just 2.
I mean, you already have a 1920. I would just say go for it and use the ship.
Could I assist with my control security as like a I mean, this is totally a tactical maneuver, and I'm about to have to like whack the thing with a tractor beam somehow.
But you're not doing it. She's putting, as ordered, an advantage out, which is her planning and figuring out exactly the trajectory at which to push this thing to get it out of orbit.
See, and I didn't realize she was creating an advantage. I thought. Oh,
yeah,
I
that's
guess
what
that
I
works.
I wanted.
Okay. You said it's difficulty 2?
Yeah. Any advantage creation is usually difficulty 2 unless there's a...
Okay. I'll use a momentum. Just so we don't fuck it up.
Well,
oh, wait.
mathematically you're giving yourself a higher chance
Bigger
at a
chance.
crit. No, I'm just giving you a hard time.
Okay, well, we'll see.
We will see. Come on.
Oh, snap.
Fuck.
6?
Roll me that ship die though.
Yeah. What is this going to be? This is going to be computer and con, I would guess. So that's
Yes.
what, 14? That's not bad. Oh my lord, that's 8.
So 6 advantage back. We're full.
All right.
I do believe so. Now it's a 0-1 roll. Correct?
Yeah. So the advantage is billiard shot.
Cool. Now to Sora, do it.
Well, I think. Oh, I suppose I'll warp us in. Are you ready, Tonjot?
As always.
All right.
Okay, let's hope it's not a trap.
Yeah, all right.
Terrible trap.
To
It would be
Sora.
the best trap. It's the trap I would lay.
You're a terrible trap layer.
Yeah, then like
Just watch.
There's a reason you're not tactical.
Well, we're flying in anyway. Might as well use one of those momentums.
Sure, why not?
I mean, for a 0?
Oh, sorry, you said for a 0. Oh,
Yeah, this is difficulty 0.
Okay, then 2 dice.
2 dice. Hope you don't roll a 19 or higher.
Hope it's not a trap. Actually, I am going to take off. Oh wait, no, I'm gonna keep. I was gonna say I should take off my mind link, but then I can't re-roll if we do get a complication. So
Okay.
wow.
So
Oh,
let's
boy.
let's do this all the way out. Wait. Oh no, the ship could crit. Okay. So what's this going to be? Engines con? Oh, that's 15 or better. You guys got good engines.
Yeah, but okay. You know what? I'm gonna just go ahead and oh god, yeah. I guess it would be kind of cheap to use a determination to re-roll it, huh?
I mean, that's specifically one of the things that it's laid out that you can do with determination.
Then I'm gonna go and do it immediately. Re-roll that 19 because this is a bad.
Oh, you got to
time
roll
get a
re-roll both of them.
Re-roll. Yeah.
you have to
Re-roll both of those.
yeah.
Dice. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna re-roll, and I'm gonna say that my value is never let them see your fear. So I'm just keeping my trap thoughts to myself and re-rolling.
There we go.
Well, you avoid the complication, but
I'm okay with that.
oh, the difficulty is 0.
Yeah, difficulty 0.
Okay. So you warp in, you get dangerously close to the trailing edge of that pulsar sweep. All right, Tanjat.
All right, so this is
Control security, difficulty 2.
Control security. Okay, so
Difficulty
would it
1
be
because of the.
Oh yes, difficulty 1.
billiard shot. Okay, so I'm gonna spend 1 just to.
I think you did it.
2.
Structure.
Get that 1 back.
Security. Jesus.
He doesn't have the mind link.
He does not have a mind link. Why don't you have a mind link, Tanjat? Jeez. All right.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So you push it. What's the complication? I don't
It's a trap.
think you
It's
hit
a
that
ship.
button to get the shields back up for that sweep quite quickly enough. So roll a d20 and we'll figure out where you guys get a breach. Wait, no, it won't be a breach. Where is the 1? What is the location of the 1? System hit table, communications.
We never use that anyway.
Which is already fucked up because of my password failure.
Yeah.
Well, does it
so
mean we can't communicate with Vivek though? Because or is that just from our ship to other ships?
I think he was just about to
Oh, sorry.
explain.
yeah, so it's not the system itself. It's the people on duty that run that system
Mm-hmm.
who die.
Whoa!
There's
What?
like
Jesus.
there's like 3 guys that are in that room, like, you know, that take care of sensor subspace traffic, and they monitor certain frequencies and things. There are 3 shifts worth of people on the ship, but those 3 are that are on duty right now just straight up die.
Did it hit our third in command?
No, he's in what, astrometrics, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do they die
Considering
of?
to be very
Baryons?
sullen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the baryon radiation just it doesn't even see the hull, right? It just pierces right through the hull, and it, that whole section, there's just this bright green light that flashes through for a second before the shields go up, and those guys, like, you see them do that. It's cheesy computer generation, but they basically like burn. So you see the outline of their skeletons, and then they're gone.
What the? Do we know this? Do they say anything? Does anybody report it?
I mean, our ship is
Yeah.
going to report it after we warp out.
Yeah, somebody will walk in there and like, what the fuck is that smell?
Do we feel like a physical strain? Like it killed them, but I assume other people feel some kind of halfway I don't know, like what, nausea or
No,
what?
because that beam, it's in a concentrated beam that's
Uh-huh.
emitted from the pulsar's magnetic pole, and I think like this is an outermost most compartment or something that it was like almost like a glancing blow, right? But it was the leading edge of it before the shields went up that just nicked that room.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
So all these goddamn 20s.
This is a bad omen.
Okay, so you give it a push and warp out, and you hang out for an hour or two while it slowly tumbles towards you.
And then we catch it.
Tanjat, you want to roll that again to catch it?
Sure, why not?
What's the difficulty?
2 is normal for tractor beam.
Billiard. Do we get billiard shot again or not?
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of time as it's coming towards you, so there shouldn't be any surprises.
Okay. So, difficulty 1?
Yeah.
3. No, I don't have a focus for that. I
Okay.
was thinking that other one.
So you catch it, and you now have the USS Gallant.
One of those.
It's Gallant. So you can tell from the hyphenated name that it's what's called a legacy ship, right? And these are ships that perform well, so well, or that fall for such a good cause that they let the name live on. I mean, the Enterprise as the flagship of Starfleet is the most famous example, but there have been several. Actually, the Defiant even was at least the second ship to carry that name.
Yeah. And then the third. Because, they blew up.
Okay, so something that I didn't think about. Okay. Let's see. It was 1, 2. Yeah, I think you guys probably have computer access again.
Okay. So we have our computers back.
Yes. You have access to the Federation database.
Well, I'll do it this time, I guess. Mr. What is it, difficulty 2?
I mean, you have, instead of having to scour for, like, ships that might be in this area.
Oh, we can just look it up now.
Yeah.
Because...
So, and let's still say it's difficulty 1, and it's going to be, reason security. So 14.
Okay. There we go.
Awesome. Great job. Yes. So the USS Gallant was lost while on mission, was missing, presumed lost in 2289. It was like the third or fourth of the Excelsiors to come off the line once they started mass producing them. It was on a top secret mission. There are absolutely no details about the mission, and it does have a crew manifest at the time that it was lost, and right at the top was Captain Claude Eversole.
Yeah. I'll look over it. I'll like look over at Eversole and be like, looks like we have a. Was it the captain? Sorry,
Yeah.
Eversole. The captain of that ship was a descendant of yours, or not descendant. Relation, ancestor. There we go. Words.
That's strange. Believe I only have one relative that was ever achieved that rank, then cannot be. It's been lost for over 100 years.
Little bit less. Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. I had to change some things to make the math work. So if the mission was in 2289, almost 100 years. Almost. It's been like 95 years.
Well, that's still, a substantial amount of time. Well, I think while we just give it a quick scan once over to see if is it like deadly over there now that we got it out?
You're not in the radiation doesn't linger. Well, okay, so the hull itself is we'll say ionized just from getting pelted with radiation 4 times a minute for almost 100 years. So sensors don't really penetrate very well, and you wouldn't be able to use transporters to get over there or get back. But it's not like the hull is radiating radiation.
Okay, well then I will send everyone but myself and all of our engineering and science NPCs. How many science and engineering NPCs do we have?
NPCs Starfleet. Oh, nope, ship. Okay. Let's see here. So you have Alara, Bomox, Gan. I guess that's it.
Well, that is more than wait, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4?
That's 3.
3. And so over some security, just in case. You never know with Star Trek craziness.
I mean, you could also send if you want more over there. Like Lieutenant Gan could have like a 5-person engineering team that goes with her to
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll send over those 3 NPCs and then like a couple more teams to we'll send 2 shuttle pods worth of people.
Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you could get like another 13, I think, onto 15 actually, if you really wanted to.
Cool. Let's do it. Let's fill them up.
All right. So you're sending like almost 20 people over.
Yeah.
Engineering.
It's a big ship.
It is a big ship. But I mean, if it's space worthy, then good on ya.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
And just the crew is like engineering, just security, a mishmash of things.
All right, so we won't need that. So let's got Tesora and Tanjat and Eversole and Vivek and the following NPCs: Alara, Bomox, and Gan. And I guess I should also bring these up. And to do. Okay. All right. Scene change. The 2 shuttles sort of close in on the Gallant. The shuttle bay is your first problem. Well, okay, getting on board is a problem, right? There's usually, there's doors and then a force field for the shuttle bay. The idea being that, you close it when you're expecting to get shot at. You can keep it open otherwise. In this case, I think the shuttle bay is open, but you don't have a way of pressurizing it.
Okay.
So how do you guys get on board?
What do you mean we don't have a way of pressurizing it? What is the consequence of that exactly?
That the
We
shuttle
have to
bay is
do-
sitting in a vacuum.
I think James is dealing with a delivery guy right now. Could we take a 5 minute?
Sure. What is it? 20 minutes after the hour almost. So, we'll be back at 25 after the hour. Where are we? This is the Kobold Cafe, and it's Star Trek Adventures Pathfinder. And we are back, and on the cusp of exploring this dead husk of a ship. The first hurdle being that they have to somehow get on board, since the shuttle hangar is open to vacuum.
How big is that opening?
The shuttle bay?
Yeah, if we wanted to close the part that is open to vacuum, what size is that hole?
Well, I mean, we could always try just, opening it first somehow.
Well, it is open.
Oh, okay.
The shuttle bay is open. It's just kind of sitting open.
Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought it was closed. We had to cut a hole in it or something.
No,
Gotcha.
no,
I
it's
mean, I'm good with taking a spacewalk.
the oh no, you know what? There's a door, a physical door that you should be able to close spacewalking.
Mm-hmm.
The hard part is
Hard part is
no,
What?
the shuttles have a secondary door.
I mean,
So
couldn't they just beam me outside the shuttle?
no, because there's like the century of radiation that keeps the transporters from being able to get a lock.
Oh, that's fair. Wait, so maybe taking a spacewalk isn't a great idea?
No, like it's ionizing radiation. So
Okay.
it's not deadly radiation. So you
It
should be
does
okay.
mean, like, the 20 or so people that we brought along with us won't all be able to spacewalk, right?
No, but if Tanjat goes out there, I'll just say he can, and like physically, like there's got to be some sort of like a override mechanism, right? Like a physical thing to turn to close the bay doors. So once I think he does that, when you open the doors into the rest of the ship, I mean, yeah, there will be a cargo bay sized amount less of air existing in there from before, but you will still have whatever atmosphere was still present on board the ship.
And also, considering how big this ship is, that's not a really big amount.
Yeah, like I wasn't even thinking about tracking that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Great. Okay, so you pull both of the shuttles into the bay. Tanjat just gets out. You know what, Tanjat, give me a fitness engineering roll. Difficulty is 1.
By the way, while he's rolling that and they're away, I'll play that one science officer who's like I made into a nervous wreck. Can never remember her name.
Alaria,
Yes.
the Ryzen.
Well, I'd say my lead by example focus is great, but I'm rolling in against an 11, so you know what? I'm gonna spend a momentum.
Go for it.
All right.
Also, we should have 1 momentum less because there was a scene change.
And one more because he just got.
That is in fact 3
Yes, it is.
successes.
Okay. Yeah. So you spin the manual closing mechanism, and it gets really dark really quick because there are no lights in here. But you do manage to seal the door. You have some sort of thing on your on your suit that says, okay, there is stable atmosphere. And so everybody can get out. The air is stale, but it is air. It is a breathable atmosphere.
Arm flashlights.
Yes.
Star Trek future flashlights.
All right. So on people's tricorders, there is definitely like a map of the Excelsior class. So you can send the different groups to different locations. If you want to split up. But I think the first order of business would probably be to restore power.
Yeah. Maybe let's all stick together until we get to engineering and restore power.
Okay.
I mean, I did send like 20, 25 people.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
It was about 20 people, yeah.
Oh, well then.
So
in
there's
that
like
case,
2 or 3 engineering
let's-
teams, a security team, plus all you guys.
Okay. So in that case, actually, I just want to assign each of the bridge officers a crew, and everybody go do your task with that crew.
Okay.
So, Vivek, you're going to engineering with an engineering team to restore power.
Mm-hmm.
I want to send Tesora up to the bridge to see what you can start working on up there. Like, work with Vivek, from the bridge.
Commander, could I request to stay with you? I don't know how beneficial my skill set will be in this particular set area.
Yeah, stick with me. And then who else? Eversol, you take a medical team to the med bays and see what you can dig up there. And I will work on clearing the ship.
Okay. Well, I don't think anybody can really do anything useful until there's power. So why don't we start with Vivek?
Sounds good.
So it's old. Obviously, it's been not decommissioned, but something's going on. So you'll have to let's do reason engineering. Wow, you actually. Oh, warp engines. Duh. Okay, yeah. So reason engineering. So that's a 16 or better, double success on a 5. Difficulty's 3.
See, I'm gonna add an extra die then. Momentum.
Zoop. All right. 1, 2, 3.
3.
Perfect. All right. So you do. I think the dilithium had been worn out, or whatever happens to dilithium after it is used too much. But there are some replacement crystals that you're able to like slot into the thing and get limited power back. So you probably couldn't go to warp, but there's enough power going through the ship to run basic systems.
Yeah, I'll let
Like life support.
Contact know that.
Like life support. All right. Tanjat, the first thing, actually most of you, the first thing that you notice is that even when power comes back on, there are a lot of broken lights in the ship. So there are still like long dark hallways. There are a couple of rooms that are completely completely dark because there aren't any external windows and the lights are burned out or smashed or missing.
So this is the Ridley Scott directed episode.
Yeah, so who do we go to next? Tesora. Tesora on the bridge. Tesora.
Do I have any trouble getting there?
I mean, the turbolifts don't work right away, so you have to like, climb. And I think once you get there, power comes on and the turbolift door behind you pops open.
On the plus side, these Jeffries tubes aren't likely to have giant spiders in them.
Well, actually, I was going to ask: are there any signs of violence? Any blood smears on the walls? Any corpses anywhere? Is it a ghost ship?
Well, remember the baryonic radiation destroys organic matter.
Destroys like not even ash heaps.
Correct.
Fuck me. Okay.
It like atomizes organic matter. So blood spatter, you wouldn't see anything. You might see some phaser burns though, at like weird random locations in hallways, especially.
Well, that's not good.
Yeah. Can we study those a little bit? Is there any information to be gleaned by taking scans of those things? Or
Yeah, sure. Do reason security difficulty 2.
right. Reason security difficulty 2. Reason security. Okay. I do not have any focuses, and I don't really have any. Yeah. Okay.
There's 2. Yeah, so most of the marks have been made. As you get closer to the bridge, you see more and more of them. They were made by phasers then weren't as sophisticated as phasers now, meaning you didn't have like all of the different settings. But this was, I guess, sort of like new in the idea that they had phasers with wide beam settings that could hit multiple targets at sort of like a lower amplitude. And most of the marks seem to be that. Like somebody or multiple somebodies were firing phaser blasts on a wide angle down the hallways. And so as you get closer to the bridge, you see more and more scoring on the sides. As you can tell, it was like a rear guard action.
What is a rear guard action?
Meaning that there were people that were retreating towards the bridge and firing shots down the hallway to keep something or whatever. They were firing down the hallways as they retreated.
Okay, I'm going to report that. I say, Tonjot, we're not seeing any bodies, but
I'm
looks
sorry,
like there was a
how
fight.
did you address me?
Commander Tonjot, is that better?
Better.
Okay, yeah. Commander Tonjot, I'm not seeing any bodies, but it looks like there was a firefight here. People were firing as they were retreating back to the bridge. I'm not sure who the combatants were or their numbers or if they made it, but something here isn't as it seems.
Noted. Get to the bridge.
Right? I do that.
Yeah, so you are on the bridge.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously an early Federation bridge. They tend to be a little more roomy now. It is well lit here, and it's got your basic layout: chair, stations around it, view screen in the front. Just very dated.
Are things on?
Yeah, most of the systems are on. Like the panels.
Okay. What systems are accessible to me from here? Like, I mean, out of character Star Trek question, like, can I start looking at ship logs from here?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. feel like
Captain's logs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
Okay,
think you like
let's do
sit
that.
on the chair and flick a switch on the side. So you hear a lot of like staticky noise. I think you don't even need to roll to realize that ships in this time period hadn't the computers hadn't really switched over to isolinear chips yet. So the storage medium was digital and was prone to break down over time. So you don't get a ton. You do manage to get one file to play, but without fiddling around or trying to like spend time with an engineering role to recover the data, you're not going to get a whole lot. But you do get one log that starts playing.
Okay. What do? Oh, okay. So I can't. I get even that one log is just garbled.
No, it plays out loud, or at least most of it. Ever? Everoth,
So
you're muted.
You're muted if you're saying something.
That's why. Sorry.
bro.
I keep repeating myself over and over. And I was like, what was wrong? Give them both a gigantic tactical advantage over Starfleet. All attempts to capture the Klingon device have failed, until Jim Kirk came flying back towards Earth in a bird of prey 4 years ago. This finally allowed the Federation scientists to begin developing our own version of the technology. If this test meets our expectations, the Federation will be well on its way to having a functional.
And that's all the data on that particular log.
Out of character, I'm not entirely sure what to make of that.
I'm pretty sure that we just heard Ever's voice saying that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
A voice that sounded similar to your Everoth's.
Yeah. No, I meant like in terms of like references to Star Trek things. I'm a little bit out of the loop. Let me see. Give them both a strategic over Starfleet anytime until gender. Okay.
Yeah.
So they were testing something here.
Mhm.
This ship was testing something. Okay, I am gonna say.
We're doing a Federation
It's
cloaking
the-
device.
Yeah, it's the Pegasus all over again.
I'm gonna calm Eversol and say, Eversol, who was this ancestor to you?
I believe it was grandfather, maybe something along those lines. What do you ask?
It seems. Well, let me transmit this audio to you, and you tell me what to make of it.
Eversol gets chills as he hears this. It's the only thing he has ever heard or, well, physically seen of that missing relative. I couldn't be able to tell what project were they handling or anything. I just know the name of the ship, but well, now that we're here, that's about as I knew.
Can I? Actually, I'm going to say, Commander Tonjot, there may be other. I'm transferring this log to you as well, obviously. If there's no other pressing matters, I could spend some time trying to clean up the garbled static on the other logs up here.
Do it.
Very well. So, Colin, can I do that? You said there might have been more data if I spend some time engineering.
Yeah. Sora. Okay, let's do control engineering. Difficulty 2. So that looks like a 14, and the ship can actually help a little bit here.
Okay.
But it does not support your mind link.
That's fine. Would decryption help? Or
Yeah.
it's not really
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah. Okay, good. Great. Excellent. We still have some momentum, so I'm going to use one, if that's
Okay.
all right.
Yeah.
3 dice. Here we go.
Great. Whoops. And we will come back to that in a little bit because that does take you some time.
Okay.
Copy. Paste. Okay. So let's switch over to gosh. Tanja, what are you doing for all of this?
I'm just clearing the ship. I'm just kind of walking the ship and.
You do notice phaser burns on bulkheads as well, and like I said, a lot of broken, missing, or damaged lights. But that is about.
That's actually a curiosity. Can I follow the phaser burns to like their where it all began?
Let's roll. Not to Sora. Let's roll reason security. Difficulty 2.
What security?
Reason.
Reason security.
Yeah, because you're kind of piecing this together from the evidence.
Okay. Let's see, that's a 13.
I don't see a focus that applies.
Strategy? No.
Tactics, but not strategy.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna spend a momentum. One. I got 1.
Looks clear. No, what it looks like is it didn't necessarily start in one particular area that you can figure out.
Although, actually, Gan is with me.
I think it was Alara.
I thought
Alara is indeed with you. Gan is with the engineering team.
Oh. What's Alara do?
She is the botanist.
Oh, right.
She's a biologist, but yes. Let's see. Life sciences.
She could do maybe a support.
Reason, secure. I mean, and an 11, but sure.
Brain.
Oh!
Oh wow.
That was the most fun thing she could do, though, because I do love that character.
Okay.
Well, I think the complication is Goose Chase. Like, she thinks she finds something and just wastes their time for like 30 minutes.
Not only that, I think the group gets like really scattered. Like she's excitedly she runs around a couple of corners, and Tanjat is struggling to keep up, and so the shot is her running around the corner, and then Tanjat like stopping at the intersection, looking and like sees her, and he runs after her, and then there's like 2 security guys, and they're running after them, and they stop at the same spot, and they look at each other and each take like different turns here.
It's just one of those Scooby-Doo sequences where they're like running into one door and then like running out the other door.
Okay, Scooby-Doo was not the ones that started that, but yes, kind of similar. Benny Hill
Keystone
is.
Cops, wasn't it?
Oh, Keystone Cops, yeah. See, there you go. That was back before they even had sound.
But yeah, but she's like excitedly like, I think I have to get over here this way. And then they end up in their original team ends up in the exact same spot. And then she goes, whoa, that was you. It's scanning Tanjat up and down.
Oh.
Tanjat, I think, just does that, like, brow pinch.
And then she's just like, sorry, sir. I hope this doesn't interfere with my hopes to become an ensign. She's not an ensign, right?
She is an ensign.
And then lieutenant, or was it junior lieutenant?
Lieutenant
Lieutenant
JG,
Commander.
junior grade, but yeah.
Lieutenant junior grade.
Right.
No, it won't. That's not your specialty.
Everroth, you arrive at the med bay, and back in these days, like this med bay is pretty big, right? It's got like 6 or 8, what are they called, like bio beds or whatever the precursor is. Obviously, the ship's doctor had more room, but you also think that like medicine was harder 95 years ago, right? You couldn't just load everything you wanted into a hypo spray and stick it in somebody's neck. So what are you doing now that you're in medbay?
Actual doctoring?
I would like to recover and analyze all the last medical cases to piece together what happened on the ship.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead and roll. What did I make you roll, Daniel? Was it
I would
control
admit it was-
engineering, reason engineering? Control makes more sense, right?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Control engineering, difficulty 2.
And the ship was sold. They kept paper logs.
That is 3. And how many successes do I need?
2.
Okay, I need 13 or more or less. I'm gonna use some momentum.
Okay. You got 1.
Oh.
What is with this episode, man?
Well, that engineering really isn't his specialty.
I mean, just in general, though.
Okay, so instead, go ahead and roll me reason medicine.
Recent medicine would have been 16.
Well, yeah, this is a different roll.
Oh, sorry. How many successes?
We're
do I
just gonna
need?
count how many successes you get.
Just
There's no failure, only complications.
Okay.
Okay.
Put that on a t-shirt.
1 success. No complete.
So from the tools that are out, like, next to the beds, or maybe scattered on the ground in a couple of places, you don't see any sign that they had been dealing with like physical trauma. There's no whatever you would use to clot blood or stitch up a wound before the dermal regenerator was invented. But what there was, there's like some sort of it looks like a skeletal thing cap that you would put over somebody's head to do a neurological analysis. There's an EKG machine sitting out, so as if you were gonna restart somebody's heart. And then one of the tables also has tools that you would use to conduct an autopsy lying around.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about all you can glean from your medical knowledge.
This is fascinating. Old, but fascinating nonetheless. Hope I can find something later, and I'll continue just searching around.
Okay, did I hit everybody who's there? I did. So then let's go back to Tesora on the bridge, who has managed to decrypt another log entry. The time index. Okay, sorry. The time index is from a later date. Maybe a day or two later.
Okay.
Everoth.
All right. That would be the fact that there have been 2 such deaths in such a short time leads me to believe that there may have been some sort of issue with the prototype, and have suspended the test while the test teams conduct some background noise. How many are responding? Captain, to security. I want armed teams stationed all decks. Coordinate sweep on decks 11, 12.
And let me get that into the chat. And boom. Okay.
So guys, I know I say this a lot, but I think the ship's haunted. And I'm gonna go ahead and transmit that to Don John and Eversol and the gang, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe something on decks 11 and 12.
Engineering is on deck 12.
Vivek, have you scanned for electromagnetic interference down there?
I'm in a giant engine. There's a lot of electromagnetic interference.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna search for where this prototype is, like where I'm assuming it's a prototype cloaking device, but
Yeah. Reason engineering difficulty 1.
mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
God.
Oh my
Damn.
god.
Well, so you get it.
What is with this game, man?
So yeah, you turn the cloaking device on.
Oh god.
So switch to the captain
Yeah.
on the Percival, and suddenly the the ship just cloaks on the view screen.
I just facepalm.
All right. So yes, you do find a prototype cloaking device. It is you've never actually studied a cloaking device before, so you can't tell a whole lot about it. But you do realize this is also technology that's 100 years old. So, I mean, from looking at it, you can't really tell how it does what it does, or if it even works that well. It is tied into the ship's deflector grid.
Okay.
Really?
Well, once I get a chance, I'm turning it off.
Yeah.
Man,
Okay. You turn it off.
Deflector gets almost no time. No one uses deflectors.
Deflectors are shields.
Oh wait. The deflector dish and grid and stuff. Like
Oh yeah, you use it for everything.
He was just always
Okay.
commenting that it's
Yeah,
always the deflector dish in this universe.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Okay, so yeah, you turn it on, you turn it off.
This ship's got a cloak.
And apparently people died when it was activated, so we might want to be careful with it.
Yeah, we definitely wouldn't want to activate it.
Yeah, so Lieutenant Vivek, please be careful while you're working down there.
Yeah, it totally will be. You got a pause.
Okay, Tanjat. What are you up to now?
We're gonna start doing the sweeps of deck 11 and 12.
Okay. So you just you say, hey, team 1 go this way, team 2 go this way. Let's meet on deck 11 and we'll work our way down, or what?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So whenever after a minute of waiting at the collection point, you realize that one of the security guys is missing. His name is going to be done from a random generator.
Frankson.
Lebowitz.
Garrison.
Garrison.
Yes.
All right.
He's a crewman.
Crewman Garrison, report.
Nothing.
I look over at the other security guy, and when was the last time you saw Garrison?
We were trying to keep up with you guys when you were running around tracing something, but we lost sight, so I went right and he went left, and I haven't seen him since we split.
Could you take us to where he went left?
Sure. So it takes a few minutes. So you have to go up a deck or two, but he you do recognize the section that you're in as like, okay, we turned right here, and when you go left, you're in a part of the ship that you haven't seen personally.
Uh, can you do some sort of sensor reading to see which way he went? I look over at biology girl.
Oh, yes, of course. Yes, I can do that. I am completely capable of doing that. I want my character up, so I'm just gonna roll this.
Yeah. Either through heat in the air or, maybe like microscopic. Well, dust is mostly skin cells, and those would have been wiped clear. But, disturbing something or whatever. Like you're able to follow a trail that sort of leads down a couple of hallways, and you finally round a corner, and yeah, there's a dead security crewman there.
Not the red shirts.
Phaser's out.
Phaser's out. All teams be aware we are not alone.
Or he went crazy. She says, and then she just looks back down at her shoes.
I look at you and I glare for a minute. Assume we are not alone. Stay in contact. Every team is to report on a 15-minute basis.
Question. Is the Percival able to scan this ship for life signs?
No.
Ionizing radiation.
Womp womp. Ionizing radiation. Can I get life sign readings from the ship's computers? Like, is there like a map that shows, what's going on aboard the ship life sign wise?
There might be some internal sensors that you could bring up if you want to stop working on the logs.
I feel like that might be, oh God, more important than you know what, Commander. Should I keep decrypting the logs or try to bring up sensors?
Actually, it'd be a good idea to bring up sensors for now.
Right, I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah, should I do that then?
Yeah, I'm trying to decide if it'll be engineering or science. I think it's going to be engineering again.
Okay. Control engineering?
Yes.
Control engineering to bring up sensors. And yep, let's do it.
Oh my
Son of a bitch.
Oh my god.
What the hell?
That is statistically very improbable.
But it's a vast and infinite universe, so really, the chances are infinity minus. Okay. So
do I have a success there?
You have one success.
What was the difficulty? I'm
2.
Sorry. Oh, okay. Well, the bad news is I seem to have broken the sensors. The good news is that 500 monkeys on typewriters would have also failed in the same way eventually.
Facepalm.
Yeah, so you may not have broken the sensors yourself, but they are definitely not operable. Let me phrase it like this: you don't know for a fact that you broke them.
You can't prove anything.
Is there a complication, like an actual tangible complication? Oh, hey,
yeah,
wait a
the
second.
internal sensors don't work.
Oh, was the ship gonna roll? You said the ship could roll.
Not for this.
The ship roll with the sensor.
This was turning them on.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. Well, I guess I'll just mosey on back to the logs. Everybody form a perimeter around the bridge so that we can keep access to these systems and watch out for ghosts or something.
She mumbles under her breath, how am I the one who is still an ensign?
Compared to stars an instant again, so.
I am loving it.
Yeah. So let's see. Who have I? Who has it been the longest since I have interacted with here? Tanjat did the cloak.
I think
Or-
at this point it's just whoever.
All right. Yeah. Who wants to do something?
I mean, at this point, we're going on a hunt.
Yes, you are going on a hunt. Yeah, I think you find the body of a engineering crewman at some point. As you're sweeping the deck 12.
Okay, when I find that body, I will proceed to get onto comms and be like, everybody, we are now going for the buddy system. Like, nobody is to be alone.
Well, where was his buddy? They all had buddies.
We just
Yeah, we just watched through that.
Okay. So everybody's got a buddy. I'm hearing the echo now too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I am also hearing an echo.
1. Oh wait, no, that works better. 1. Tara, it's you.
Oh, sorry. I must have my volume up too high.
Okay. So where? Yes. So everybody's got a buddy. So I guess I'm gonna have to start killing people by 2s.
I also earlier did give a command that like everybody is to check in at 15-minute intervals.
Yes.
I just tell my engineering team to hang out where I am. No sense getting killed.
Yeah. What do you have your team doing there, Tom?
I'm having them like probably scan the like without turning it on, scan the prototype and also maybe look for logs. Like
Okay.
engineering logs and
So what are you doing?
actually yeah, I'm gonna look for like notes and or anything on this device. I'm going through the engineering records.
Yeah. Okay. Control engineering. God, difficulty 2, same as for everybody. Focus on computers will actually. I feel like this. No, it's software. Yeah, go ahead. Focus on computers. Oh, difficulty is going to be. No, 2. Still 2.
Okay.
What? No TL disadvantage?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, but I think Vivek in his days as a saboteur probably has some.
Yeah. I've worked with old tech before. I'm gonna spend momentum also.
The pile is dwindling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know. God, mother. Excuse me.
I mean, that's a lot of momentum, but
Mhm.
Yeah, that is a lot of momentum. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? 1, 2, 3. One more. Oh, that's full. Okay. Okay. God, complication.
EPS conduit overload.
No.
He turns the cloak on again.
No, I think you hear like a scream of some sort, and you look over and like one of your ensigns or crew members is like gesturing down the hallway, and he's like, "He took her. It took her. I don't know. She was there a second ago."
Motherfucker. All right. So I radio the security team and I'm gonna start heading this way.
Yeah, they're
we
not too far
we
away.
lie.
Yeah. Yeah, they're on the same deck, so.
Yeah, so you get almost all the way to engineering, and you find the dead crewman on the ground.
Can we? Like,
Good thing we brought a lot of these red shirts.
So okay, it is a long dark hallway, like almost black dark, but with the exception of like 2 or 3 like storage rooms with only one entrance or exit. There is no hall, or there are no branches between where you were and engineering.
So we would have had to have run right past it.
Yes, you would have had to have run right past it.
Okay. So we didn't run right past it.
You didn't see anything when you ran past. Or you didn't see yourself running past anything.
Okay. Shit. Everybody into the engineering. Let's all get into engineering.
You want us to
All
leave the
together
bridge?
now.
Wait, are you talking to everybody,
Oh,
everybody,
I'm
or like
talking
your folks?
to like this is me literally just talking.
Okay, got it.
No open channel.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so I mean you guys pile in to engineering. There's, a little less than 10 of you, I guess. 8.
Okay.
Well, I was pulling off some logs that you got attacked. Let me see what I can. What the
Okay.
hell is going on here?
Is there anything strange in this room? Like a device that should not be on?
Well, I mean there's like a group of 4 studying this thing over in the corner, but you don't know what most of this shit does.
That's a very good point. So I'll go up to Vivek and just be like, "What's your situation report?"
This thing is a prototype cloaking device, which never works very well for the Federation. So
Yeah, I've read the stories. So anything that we should know about it?
it turned on for a little bit and then turned off.
It turned on.
Well, I mean, by that I mean I turned it on on accident.
Oh,
Way to fess up.
okay.
Way to fess up.
So-
Okay. Vivek, you did find the
Mhm,
like the I'll say it's like a memo of intent
mhm,
saying what the objective is
mhm.
and a whole bunch of technical stuff. You
Mhm.
understand at like first blush maybe half of it, but
Yeah.
basically it's some sort of a well, yeah, it's a cloaking device that uses the attempt is to put the use the deflector dish to actually push the ship slightly out of phase with the rest of the universe, so that should theoretically let it pass through solid matter
Mhm.
and
Bring back interdimensional ghosts.
Yeah.
well, I was gonna say
NBC.
let weapons fire pass through them,
Mhm.
which would
Have you seen
overcome
it?
a strategic weakness of the cloaking device the Klingons use.
Anybody ever see Event Horizon?
Yeah.
Is
that was
this
exactly my
communicated?
thought.
I think only verbally.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's great.
So I'm guessing.
So
I'm
we're
guessing
not
this phasing
cloaked
worked.
right now.
No, I turned it off.
Okay.
But I'm guessing this phasing probably lets something in.
Wait, something go for reals, ghosts.
No, interdimensional beings. I mean,
Wouldn't be the first time. Have you not read Enterprise mission reports? Everybody on the Enterprise got up to some weird stuff.
I think around this time, Tesora is able to dig up another log.
What's been Ever's been doing down in that freaking?
That is actually a good point, and we'll get to that after Ever reads this next log.
All right. Appears to exhibit intelligence in his tactics and use of. But there's no morphology to speak of. It is difficult to tell if it's living or not. If it's a living being of some sort, it is actually intelligence, and we would define it as, well, merely a cunning predator. Powerful lights have been erected all over the corridor's junctions, which has thus far kept it confined to the lower decks. But over a third of my crew is still missing or confirmed dead, and I fear that it will only be a matter of time before.
See, I was about to say we should turn some lights on, so
Yeah, that's okay. So we really are talking about interdimensional space ghosts.
coast to coast.
This leaky pipe gives me an idea. Let's make more leaky pipes.
Yeah. I say to the people on the bridge, I'm like, yeah, folks, it looks like we're on a class 5 Spectre situation here. Oh, that reminds me, Captain. Can I get the captain on the horn?
Ionizing radiation.
Cannot talk to the captain.
No.
Oh God. It looks like this thing might be weak or afraid or something vulnerable to bright lights. If we can get as many lights on in the bridge as possible, and stay with your accountability buddies.
So when he says that, the engineer goes, like a mogwai?
Yeah.
And then everyone looks at her because that's a really obscure reference.
A 400-year-old reference at this point.
Yeah.
No, that would be a class 4.
And then it's probably just like, well, oh, apparently. Oh, so everyone else is allowed to have their weird.
No. I'm like good instinct, but not quite. I think we're talking about physical phasing capabilities and invisibility, perhaps. And I would be very curious to know what time it is for the captain. Of course.
4.
I love how
Only
you counted
4.
over mine.
Yeah.
Oh, did you all still hear that?
Yeah.
Heard something in the back. Oh yeah.
Okay, Everoth. While all this has been going on, what have you been up to?
Since I failed to get all the information from the crew because of how old it is, could I just kind of like slip away to see what I can find out about my grandfather on the ship? Records, recordings, logs. Not sure what I could find on the terminal on the medical.
You find the location of his quarters.
Is it open or
Yeah.
do I know if it's on lockdown?
No doors have been locked so far.
I'll head over there if I have time.
So you're just leaving your medical team? I'll be right back.
No. I forgot I had a medical team. I'll tell them. I believe we can find something of use on the captain's quarters, and I found the location. Come along.
Taking them all?
Yes, we're moving as a group.
Okay. Yeah, so you go down the hallway, like, you're following the section numbers at the intersections because you don't know the layout real well. And you get to where, like, it should just be down the hall, and as dark as the ship has been, like, it is entirely black in front of you. Like, your lights just will not, your little flashlights will not penetrate any farther ahead.
That's highly suspiciously strange. Is there a way around that I can see? Is the fog like ending at one point?
It's not a fog as much as just I guess it's an opaque wall of darkness is what it is. It's a point where light doesn't seem to pass.
Can we attack the darkness?
With magic missile.
So what can I do at this point
Whatever
with
you
that
like.
vision? Is there, if the light will not go through, do I need more light, or is it eating the light?
It's hard to tell. It would require some more study.
I'll study it then. Do I need science or medical?
I think science.
Okay.
I
With
think reason science.
that would give me a 15. Would alien medical research give me a focus?
If you are approaching this from a biological point of view, sure.
Okay.
If you're assuming the darkness is a thing.
I'm assuming it's a thing because light does not work that way.
Fair enough.
I am also asking how many successes do I need?
Um 3.
I would like to use 3 momentum. Is that okay with you guys?
I mean, that's with how many 20s we've been rolling, but sure, go for it.
That gives me 4 d20s, correct?
Yes. I swear to God, that 10 and that 12 overlapped for just a second, and I thought it was another 20. So that's
4
1,
successes.
2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. And you needed 3, so you get one of those back. It's not so much. You get no sense of biology or morphology whatsoever. It is literally just a point where like photonic or really any sort of radiation just doesn't exist.
Which your
Are
grandpa just kinda
there
mentioned.
readings like
No.
are there okay. I have a wild idea. Um, can I technobabble our phasers so that they pulse in like a wide sweep, extremely low power, but like maybe do something with the ionizing radiation to turn the phasers into like really big flashlights?
Like low power wide beam.
Yeah, super low power, wide beam, and basically turn them into like portable floodlights.
Yeah, I guess that would be a control engineering.
I don't
Uh
think I have any fun. But yeah.
yeah, and then again you would have to stop working on the logs.
I think it might be worth it if it gets us some light. And I've been doing logs all session, so um, let's. I would like to do that. Actually, you know what? I am going to. Could I pull it off if I used a determination to do a whatchamacallit, that flurry of action where you take like 2 actions? You know what I mean?
I think that's specifically for combat.
Okay. Well. Um, hmm. Well, then I'll just do it, and we can wait on the logs for a minute. But if well, here's my question: if I could transmit that setting to the rest of the crew, would everybody on our crew be able to use their phasers in this manner? Because it's not as useful if only Sora can do it.
Yeah, I feel like you're not modifying the phasers themselves, right? Like you're
Yeah, I'm coming up with a formula for like, hey, put your phasers on this custom setting, and then you'll all have a super flashlight.
yeah, so reason science um difficulty is 3.
You son of a bitch. Okay. Um, in that case, damn, I'm looking at a value to see if any of that helps. Um, a thing must be seen.
Vision in the
So
darkness.
am I? It's not cheating. It's not when you can't make a scratch, make an itch. I don't know. Um, screw it. Then I'll use a momentum and just try to do it with 3. Oh, please. I think that's only one success. Damn.
What is with
Okay.
this session, man?
I mean, a 3 difficulty roll with no focuses and no applicable values.
But I
wasn't-
meant just in general. That was like a 1959.
At least it wasn't a 20 and nobody was assisting me.
Okay, so let's finish up with Eversol, who I kind of left standing with his group in
sorry.
front of this wall of darkness. What's the plan, Stan?
Well, I like the idea of that the Sora had, but I don't think I can have it in character unless I metagame a little bit. I wanted to use the phaser to make a bridge so that we can go through into the captain's quarters.
Or just see what happens when you shoot it.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
but-
Control, security, difficulty 2.
I'm a doctor, not a security officer. Can I pull up that ability?
I'm a doctor, use medicine instead of security with a determination spend. Yeah, go ahead. You spend your determination.
I spend my determination as I realize I have to do something about this if I want to unlock some vital information.
Yeah.
That would give me
17.
17. Any focus?
No.
right? Okay. So how many successes?
2.
I'm not gonna use. Well, I'm gonna use one momentum. I might be able to get more back. Oh, I'm missing one.
Or roll 2 more 20 or 1 more 20.
One more time.
Yeah, so there's your 2. You shoot it and it starts moving. Like you're not really expecting it, swirls and maybe like it seems like it becomes 2-dimensional and moves along a wall away from you. Yeah. Like it goes away down the hallway.
I'll go into comms and just tell to everyone. It's moving down the hallway down to my location and the general area where it's heading to.
What is it?
A darkness. It's non-biological. Be extremely careful.
Under her breath, I can't believe it's freaking ghosts. She's got her
Can
scanner and
you-
phaser out.
Can we clarify where it's going and where it like directionally, like
Yeah, sure.
um,
Deck 6 heading towards the front of the ship.
where I am?
Except you're on deck 1.
Okay, but I'm at the front, right?
Top middle usually. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you're at the top of the
Alright.
ship.
Well, of all the 3 teams, it's getting closer to mine, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That little
Huh.
bump on the top of the saucer is where the bridge is. Technically, like
Okay.
it's the only thing on the
Okay. Did you heard it? Did the phaser do anything?
It made it run away. I have no way to actually analyze if it dealt any damage at all.
Oh, wonderful.
I mean, there's a big glowing spot on the wall behind it.
I'm gonna say to my crew, I think it's headed this way. Do not try to fight it. It looks like it's impervious to our phasers. Until we come up with some solution, just stay safe and try to put distance between you and it. But hopefully, we'll just it won't find us up here.
Okay, Ensign.
Well, if anybody here outranks me, you're welcome to take command.
No, ensign is the lowest rank of officer, but she is still an officer,
know.
and everybody
I'm
else
just
is a crew member enlisted.
Yeah. I'm just laughing.
And I am the one sitting in the captain's chair.
You're right. You just
Crosses her arms.
possession is 9/10 of the law.
I'm gonna go ahead and say that you find another log as you're obstinately poking at the thing, mostly because I want to get this exposition out.
Sure.
Ever, go ahead.
All right. become obvious that we won't make it on our destination. Phases appear to only slow it down, and our earlier observation, it is only reaction to light were mistaken. It can tolerate direct light, at least to brief periods of time. It merely seems to prefer darkness, much as how a human being can dive underwater. Where circumstances different, I'd love the opportunity to study it, but given our situation, I've decided to open all the compartments, save the bridge to the vacuum of space. I do not make this decision lightly, as undoubtedly there are still crew members trapped in the lower decks. But
Oh boy. Um, Tonjo, Commander Tonjo. I I hate to say this, but maybe we ought to start thinking about a retreat. According to these logs, nothing actually managed to hurt this thing, and we're only going to lose more crew until we figure out what actually we're dealing with.
I actually can't say I disagree with you. Collect all the data you can, and we will make our way. Everybody, make your way to security or the shuttle bay.
Quick question before we head out. What did the bodies look like when they were they like torn apart? Were they
Yeah, it's weird that
Yeah.
nobody decided to look at them. No external signs of damage.
Oh, but I
Hey, medical
totally would have
officer.
had the biology lady that I was standing next to start doing scans.
I will do scans.
Yeah,
During that time.
reason, medicine, difficulty 2.
220.
Well,
Oh,
oh, I know why we've got so many 20s. Today is 2/20/2020.
oh my god, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Wow.
so fucking weird.
yeah.
Okay, now I have to count. 1,
Cue
2,
the
3,
X-Files thing.
4, 5, 6, 7.
But I think I make it.
8, 9,
but
10.
another complication.
All right, 10.
we're gonna get 10 more before the session ends.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. So you make it. It's like all. It's like all electrical and bioelectric and all neurological processes just stop.
Commander, before we evacuate, maybe we could just lure it out of the ship or someplace where we can confine it. I think it's drawn to our neurological or our electrical.
Oh.
Like, I don't think we'd actually technically have to evacuate until
Well,
we have better technology and understanding now
It-
than they did when the ship was.
if it's drawn to electricity, could we maybe?
I mean, should I roll a science or something to make that deduction? Because that was just me as a player.
Yeah, go ahead and roll reason science.
I'm going to use a thing and then roll 2 20s.
Yeah, so for that 20, I
Oh.
think as you're explaining this, there's another death. So like from engineering somewhere, you're like, "What the fuck is that?" And then like you look over and there's another body there, like half in and out of the hallway.
Well, I don't have that character open again, but I think I maybe made 3, maybe 4.
Reason science. You got
Yeah.
3, 4.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
So that gives us 2 back because I spent. There we go. Is that the case? Like,
It's definitely like a working hypothesis. You can't necessarily test for it, but I mean, there's a lot of electric energy bouncing around on the whole ship right now. And for some reason, like, you're not seeing, consoles damaged or anything. It does seem to be going after life forms.
I am using a momentum to gather a question and answer the question, what is it going for? Can I ask that?
Yeah, that's fair. It's going after living beings, but you couldn't say why. Yes, it could be brains. It could also be their, bioelectrics. It could be neurological activity. It could be the fact that it just doesn't like people.
Can I ask a clarifying question? You said that people are dying in engineering, but it was headed towards us, right?
I said it was heading towards the front of the ship on deck 6.
The point is, it is not the entity that attacked Eversol is not near engineering, correct?
No, it is not.
But things in engineering are dying.
How about that?
Mm-hmm.
We need to ditch it. We need to. If it's a ghost, it may be haunting that artifact that's down there. Throw that thing into the pulsar and let's get out of here.
I don't think it's a ghost or it's haunting. It's there
Probably
is a
more than
side-
one.
Yeah.
Sir, I
But-
think if we fake more biological readings somehow via our tricorders in conjunction with the medical doohickeys that Eversol brought, we might be able to gather them all in one place and then do
Space 'em.
something.
Sure, do that.
Tesora and Vivek, I could really use your help. Or you should probably do this because I'm a biologist.
Sorry, what was she? What were you suggesting? I asked out of character. I kind of spaced for a second.
What do you call it? Doing sorry, brain fart. Faking life signs and to outnumber our own.
What device would I use to create fake life signs?
Tricorder.
Oh, tricorder. Okay. Yeah, sure. I can do that. But I think Tesora, you know what? Yeah, can I do that? What would that be? Control engineering?
Yeah, control engineering.
I said
Okay.
Tesora and Vivek. If we could all get in one place, also, that would be probably a good idea.
Is that something that we want to do in that when like are we still recon beaming in near the shuttles?
I think engineering would be better, but I'm not the captain. Tanjot?
Sure, engineering.
You want us to go to engineering? There is the monster in between us and engineering, and I say also, look, I understand it's not technically a ghost, but it's following the same rules as one, and until we have an adequate explanation, we have to figure out why that prototype is the nexus of all of these anomalies. And if you ask me, I think that Eversol's grandfather was dealing with some technology that he was not prepared to mess with. And this trouble all started when that thing was turned on. And I think the best thing we can do is let forbidden things be forgotten. And we are really pushing our luck by keeping that thing aboard any longer than necessary. Anyway, I'll see you in engineering.
Great.
Okay, Tanjot, but that is the strangest Vulcan I've ever met.
Okay. So Tesora, you leave the nice, safe, brightly lit bridge. Oh, let's... Damn it. You have your tricorder working on decrypting logs,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want me
just
to,
like in the background.
Oh, okay, okay. So the data is on my tricorder. I don't need to stay at the bridge.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Okay. Yeah, so I leave it I get the encrypted data onto my tricorder and leave it on like auto run while
Yeah.
we run through the ship, and then we will get dramatically appropriate audio logs as as we go through.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Okay. Right. Let's see here. So yeah, you leave the nice safely lit bridge into the dark hallway, and you don't go too far before you also face a similarly like uncomfortably dark area.
Okay. Really wish I could have done that phaser flashlight thing right about now. What lights do we have?
Yeah, you've got your like wrist lights. It's like a pair of lights on the other side of your wrist. They're fairly bright. I mean, think about how bright LEDs are now.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna try. Son of a bitch. I don't have any values, or focuses
That's
that
true.
enable me to do this. Um, but I'm trying to, you know what? Like, shit. I'm trying to do a presence command thing. I have a team with me, and the only way we get through this is by making sure that we are all covering each other's backs and kind of forming, a circle so that there's light shining in every direction and that we can actually communicate, what's going on. And I know it's not my skill set, but I feel like that's the most useful thing I could be doing right now is trying to provide some leadership for these people.
All right, there are 4 of you total.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say the difficulty is 4.
Fuck
But
you.
but
Yeah.
and if this makes you feel any better, I'll throw the thread out there too. But for every success that you get, 1 will live.
Okay. I can do. You know what? I mean, can I do the value never let them see your fear? I know I've kind of used it this session, but it's not like spent.
Yeah.
Okay. Determination, presence command, which is a 10, and never let them see your fear, which I'm going to do. So that's an automatic 1.
Yes.
And I'll use a momentum and then 3 dice. And here we go. What's up?
Oh, yeah. Okay. It does like move around you, but as everybody like moves their lights, it doesn't get close enough to actually do anything to the group.
Okay, everybody's seen horror movies, right? The first person to split up from the group is the one who dies. So what we're going to do is we're going to stay nice and tight and together. There's 4 of us, so we should be able to keep a light shining in each direction. And if you see anything weird, you just let the group know, and we'll go in a different direction. Okay?
All right.
Good, got it.
Eversol, what are you up
Well, what have I found on the captain quarters?
to? Pictures of people that you vaguely recognize as being related to you. You're pretty sure there's one that was like your grandmother when she was super young. God, I guess there's no. Yeah, clothes are probably made out of some synthetic fiber, so there's probably, a comm badge, or actually they didn't use comm badges at this point, but everybody wore the Starfleet emblem. So probably that. Some of the old style like red one side draping down Starfleet uniforms. Yeah, maybe like a personal journal.
Oh, I'll take the badge and the journal. The suit, if I can, and is not overburdening. I'll I'll say that we found what we were looking for, as I was looking for this sort of information, and head out towards the rest of the crew
Excellent.
with the rest of the group.
Tanjat and Vivek, what are you guys up to?
I don't know. Like at this point, I don't know what Tanjat can really do. I think he's just kind of coordinating and moving people.
All right, that's fair. And Vivek, did you need to do anything, or are you just gonna wait until everybody arrives?
Oh, can I use? I should have done that. Can I do like a presence command to? I don't know. Pressure time. You know, inspire the troops. I guess.
Yeah,
Get
difficulty
advantage.
2 to create the advantage. Presence command seems to apply, and composure.
All right. Might as well just do one of those. That would be 3.
And you said pressure time.
I don't know. I didn't have a specific name. Inspirational speech or I don't know. Coordinated. Maybe that's the right one. Coordinated. Just to call. There we go.
All right.
I'm-
Go ahead.
Yeah, while we're waiting for everybody else, I'm just backing up everything I can.
Okay. Yeah, you won't need to roll for that.
Mhm.
All right. I'm gonna say everybody shows up together. So what is the plan at this point? I was a little hazy on that.
Yeah, so I.
Do I learn anything on the journal on my way there?
Oh, it's like a handwritten journal. You're gonna have to spend some time like sitting and reading it.
Okay, so no more locks.
Not from that. Just the captain's log that Tesor is slowly decrypting.
Okay.
Her line of thought when she suggested this was to fake a cluster of life signs and lead them off the ship somehow.
Okay. So how about I think Vivek and Ever actually should do the tricorder thing. Vivek, you're doing control engineering, and Ever, you should be doing control and medicine to support him.
Mhm.
Just one die, right?
Just 1 die for you, 2 for Vivek. Difficulties 3.
Difficulties 2.
Difficulty is 2.
I'm still throwing a momentum in to be safe.
Control engineering is 17, so those are all successes.
That's right.
So there's the 3.
God damn.
Ever, go ahead and roll yours, and don't get a 19 or a 20. Yeah, so we get 2. And yeah, so you now have a couple of tricorders that are programmed to look like a group of people. So where are you leading them?
Maybe me alone will take those tricorders to the shuttle bay and just kind of chuck them out.
Check them into the shuttle bay?
No. Like go into the shuttle bay with the suit on
Okay.
and
And like open the door?
and throw them out.
Well, okay, so assuming that they can't phase through solid material.
Good
I mean, we
point.
haven't seen them phase through solid material yet, have we?
Right. No, you have not.
Yeah. So
So how are they going to get to you unless you're venting the entire ship?
Well, close the door after they come in.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean-
so you're gonna lock
Yeah.
yourself into the shuttle bay with the things.
Yes, and then, throw that out there. Too many of my boarding party have already died. I am not gonna endanger anybody else.
Okay.
Plus, I get to use my lead by example focus.
But you're not leading.
Oh, that's a good point.
Okay. So, I mean, you make it okay to the shuttle bay, but you do notice like the darkness behind you creeping ever forward.
Did Commander go alone?
Commander went alone. He
Um,
ordered everybody to stay.
Before you leave, and you can ignore me, but I just want to say, Commander, what about your buddy?
You
As
just
what's her face just goes pale.
No, this is something that I need to. That I should do. The less of us going on this, the less. I think the less of us going, the greater chances of success because I can move faster on my own, and then I just dip through the door.
And as he leaves, she goes, "Oh."
Okay, so then as you go into the shuttle bay, I'm gonna have you roll control security with your sneaking focus to just
Okay.
to huck that into one corner by the door, and then to be able to close the door into the ship behind them.
Okay.
How many
So
successes
this
you need?
is a 15 and a 5.
This is going to be opposed.
Also, don't forget you
Alright.
haven't used your thingy yet.
Yeah, you know what? I am gonna use my termination. Ooh,
For the auto one.
Field test approved. No stranger to violence.
No stranger to violence. You're about to space a bunch of things.
That's a good point. Yeah, I'm gonna tag no stranger to violence, and I might as well spend a determination as well.
Green momentum.
This is yes, a momentum as well. So it's a 15-5, 1, 2, 3,
4 5.
4, 5.
Mm-hmm.
Ah!
Okay, so let me ask you this, because you can I mean it's you don't even like see them because you don't really see something that's painted with Fanta black, right? What you see is
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the absence of light. So you notice, as dark as the shuttle bay is, you notice like when one passes in between you and like one of the shuttles or something. So
Okay.
how long are you waiting?
I mean, I got that composure. I think Tanjat's got the capability of waiting an uncomfortably long amount of time.
Okay. So you
Like-
do see two of them. I'll say moving around, like you can't see the tricorder anymore.
Did we have an idea on possibly how many there were?
More than one.
Okay.
Guys, he's been gone an uncomfortably long amount of time.
And I think in
Yeah.
that instant, the last log plays from the tricorder. Just out loud. Everybody in engineering can hear it. Ever go ahead.
Appear to suffer no ill effects What remains of the crew is slowing it down as best as they can. But the late Commander Ivanko was certainly that the radiation emitted from the pulsar would fill the entire ship, destroying the being. My crew knows that this is my intent, and they are fully committed to giving me enough time to pilot the ship into orbit. I've sent a probe with our final position. With luck, Starfleet will quickly be able to collect the cloaking device and at least give some meaning to our sacrifice.
Okay, so the focus on that I wanted to put on was the appeared to suffer no ill effects.
Yeah, from being sent out into space.
So I think in that same moment is when Tanja hits the button to close the door into the shuttle bay. And then go ahead and roll. What did I have you do before? Fitness something?
Fitness security.
Fitness security? Yeah.
And the difficulty?
It's just one, same as before.
3. No, 2. 2. Just 2.
Yeah. Okay. So you open the door. I mean, you feel the tug as the atmosphere that has filled the space is evacuated. I think you see the loose tricorders sort of flip up there. You do not see the shadows affected. And they start inching towards you. And I have to go to the bathroom, so why don't we take a 4-minute break at that dramatically appropriate moment? This is a great time for a commercial break. We are the Kobold Cafe, and we will be back on the hour. And we are back. And I think we jump right back into Tanjat with the shadows sort of creeping towards him. He's in a vac suit, and the shuttle bay is open and vented to the vacuum of space. What do you do, man? What do you do?
I assume I got some form of mag boots?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to the bright side of the hull.
Oh.
Grab the tricorder on the way out.
It's tumbling through space.
And
they
they
didn't
didn't seem as
follow it?
interested into it as it
Mm-hmm.
flew out.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, give me fitness security difficulty 2, because you are running across the surface of a spaceship.
Not daring? You don't want daring?
Oh, I do want daring. I do
Good,
want
'cause
daring.
I would rather do daring as well. And I am gonna spend 3 momentum.
I mean, it's yours. Use it.
Oh, and that's 15-5.
Yeah, I never really said the difficulty either, but it wouldn't have been any more than 3.
And the focus, maybe unconventional warfare, as my intention is to like draw them.
I don't really see this as warfare though, but I think survival
Okay.
in this particular case, because that was really quick thinking. Yeah. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So, the shadows do like sort of follow you along the bottom of along the hull, and you can see even like you're probably not looking back, are you?
No, I am like only focused on going towards there, and then cut back to the ship, and there's some ensign at the con like, Captain?
Oh,
The camera zooms in, and just across the top of the hull, you see one figure in a vac suit, like, running, and there's two shadows following him.
I'm just sitting there. I facepalm, and then I'll go. I'll say a bottle of Canar. That's Tanjot.
Yeah, okay.
Running.
So you get on the bright side. You're still, I mean, remember, you're not super close to the pulsar because of the radiation. So it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like sunlight bright, but it's bright. Um, when you stop to look, they are moving considerably slower than you have seen them move in the darkness.
Okay.
But they are still moving towards you.
Okay. I'm gonna keep running. Okay. I want to keep the circumnavigation going.
Okay.
And
So you're
then
gonna
climb
run
back
in on the
and
ceiling
close
of.
the door.
Okay. All right. All right.
Or there is one more thought I had, but it would require a question answered. Would this ship in any way, shape, or form have like gathered that baryon radiation or whatever? Like maybe like built up in the nacelles or something like that?
It does not build up. It passes straight
Okay.
through everything.
Okay, I was just saying because if there was a way you could just like shoot it and like have it be like, "Brrr," you know. But that was my thought.
I have a thought
Okay.
if we want to, but are we still following Tanja?
Yeah, we are absolutely still following Tanjot
Okay.
as he
Tanjot.
runs in like across the ceiling, and I think once he passes the threshold, the artificial gravity kicks in, and so he has to like kind of scramble a little bit as he's pulled down. But go ahead and roll that same fitness security difficulty 1 to turn that wheel for a third time to close the door again.
All right. Now I will spend 1 determination.
Momentum.
Momentum. Yes.
Oh wow, damn. Okay.
Wow. was a good
1,
spend.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
What focus? Is this still
Oh.
survival?
Yeah, still survival. Or
Not
composure,
dying,
actually.
Not dying.
No, now it's composure.
Composure.
They're
Okay.
like, okay, turn the wheel. Don't think about something coming through that behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get it closed.
All right. I will turn around and see if it can, in fact, not move through solid matter.
Looks clear.
On the
I
bridge
will
of the
get on
ship, are there two shadows just like banging at the fucking door?
They're moving around that area, yes.
All right. Well, I will get back on the comms and be like, I think we got him off the ship.
I think we got those two off the ship.
I mean,
Right.
we spoofed there being like, how many do we manage to spoof?
We have
Oh,
no
life
idea how many
science?
there
Yeah,
are.
it was just a large
Yeah.
number.
Just like, we spoofed like 30, 40 people on those tricorders. I think they would have come. All of them would have come to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, in any case, we've got a new problem.
What's that?
They're going to come back in when we open the shuttle bay to leave in the shuttles.
Yeah, but we'll be in the shuttles, so they can't cross through.
They can't cross through a giant gallant starship hull. That doesn't mean they can't go through our dinky shuttle walls.
I mean, can we get cameras on them? I'm not an engineer, but can we get cameras? Because if we can get cameras, then maybe, we could track them.
Mhm.
We could
Tesora?
theoretically
is-
just blast our way out those doors while in the shuttles. We could proceed to just fly right past our ship, probably with them like latched onto us, we could get to a place where we're out of range and we could get beamed off of the shuttles after programming the shuttles to take a pass through the baryon radiation.
Well,
I mean, I know it sounds kind of complicated, but
Let's do it.
there is one last idea. You
Mm.
said the entire hull is charged with these things, right? With this radiation that we've been not baryon, but
yeah,
other stuff.
yeah. It's like residual ionization.
And do these things have does this ship just have shields, or did it have any form of like old school hull polarization?
Oh no, that was out of use 100 years or more before this was made.
Okay, is there a way that we could like eject all the electrostatic and have them be like get blasted off? Is my question.
You could probably figure out how to overload something or other and electrify the hull. Sure.
I was just thinking to like put off the radiation, but like that's.
well,
that's
I
in-
think specifically it was the baryon radiation that they're vulnerable to.
Yeah, but I was just thinking maybe we could just like get them to go push off. It was a thought.
I would like to Sora to walk over to the prototype and just take a good look at it. What does it look like?
It's a cylinder, approximately 4 feet tall by 2 feet wide. It's got blue cylindrical lights or disc-shaped lights in the center, and it's got some doohickeys hanging off of it that plug into different parts of the engineering deck.
Eviso, can you scan this thing for life signs?
Of course, I only scanned it for biological license. Let me see what else I haven't done yet. What do I need to
Well,
roll?
have you haven't scanned the artifact, have you?
No, but he has scanned one of those things.
Yes, yes. Scan this artifact thing.
Sure. Let me see what I can find out. What would I need for that?
No need to roll. Looks clear.
Okay.
What do I know? What make is it? Does it resemble any sort of like species known technology?
Yeah, it looks Federation. I mean, it's got like Phillips head screws in it
Yeah,
and
it's
stuff.
it's not like an alien artifact. It's something the Federation made.
Well, something that the Federation put a cylinder around.
No, they made it.
No, they
Okay.
like. I think this is our attempt at making a cloaking device. It just.
Yes, but
Not
it
very
is
good.
the source of the. Okay, here's my question, Colin. What the ionic radiation that's screwing up everything around here? It would interfere with transporter technology from the Percival to this ship, but do we have a working transporter either here on the on the Gallant or in our shuttles?
All of the above.
Yeah.
The problem
there
is you
enough
can't
power?
beam through the hull, basically. The hull is what's ionized, so nothing...
Yeah.
Sensors like that you would use to target a transporter beam, nothing like that will penetrate through the hull.
What if we don't need to transport it anywhere? Like,
Yeah. So you just
What
want
if-
to
yeah,
deatomize it and then not let it rematerialize?
correct.
Yeah. I mean, you get the same effect by hitting it with a phaser of a high enough power.
Oh, would I? Okay. Then in that case, I think I'm just gonna say, look, the best working theory that I think we have is that whatever these entities are, they started when this thing was activated and hooked up to the power source of the ship. This is the nexus of everything that's gone wrong. It could be a time field distorting phasing generator thing, and unless we plan to bring it aboard our ship and see what kind of havoc it's going to wreak there, we have to decide, are we keeping it? And if we're not, why don't we destroy it right now? Is there a Commander, are we gonna keep this thing or not?
Well, I've learned that blowing up random technologies, especially ones that have a potential inner universal parallel world sort of way, could have dire consequences. So how about let's not blow it up?
Are there probes left? She says suddenly.
I don't know. Are there probes left?
You would have to go to the bridge to find out. Or I guess to the torpedo bay.
Because if there's probes left, we could program one of them to do the exact same thing that we did to the tricorders, and then we make it so when we open that particular pod tube, and when they come in and latch onto it, we shoot it towards the pulsar.
Objections.
What are we
Works for
shooting
me.
towards the pole? Oh, we're shooting another fake life sign bait ball towards the pulsar.
But when they can attach onto, it'll be large enough that they could actually hold onto it.
All right, I'm gonna make my way to the bridge. What's your character you're playing, Tara?
I never remember her name.
Alara.
Alara.
Ensign Alara, you and a small security team make your way to
Oh, I just had
the torpedo bay.
the idea, Commander. This is my specialty.
Oh, right, you weren't
Yeah,
running
she's a
it,
bio.
Rick.
She's a botanist.
Then
I'll do
yeah,
it.
Vivek and Eversol, you were the two that did that.
Mhm.
So, Commander Vivek, Lieutenant Commander Eversol, you take a security team and move to the torpedo bay.
Armory, torpedo bay, yeah.
All right. Everybody arrives at their destination, safely.
And then, yeah, everybody keep checking in, so that way, if anybody goes missing in the engineering bay or wherever.
Vivek and Ever, same roles as last time, so control engineering for Vivek and did I say reason or control medicine? I think reason medicine for Eversol. The difficulty this time is was it 3 or 2 last time?
3, I think.
Then it'll be
3.
4 this time because you're working with a century-old technology.
Oh, there's Moss momentum.
I'm gonna
You
use.
guys got any determination? Might be a good time.
I use mine, so I'm gonna use 3 momentum.
I think Vivek hasn't though.
Yeah, no, I can use mine. I'm gonna do machines make sense.
Do I
Okay.
have any focus for this role?
You don't since you're. Oh wait, assisting. Yeah, medical sciences works, but you're just rolling 1.
Oh, I'm rolling 1. I thought I was.
Yeah, you're assisting
You're
with like
assisting me.
the programming
Oh,
of the
okay.
life signs, and he's the one that's assisting the broadcaster.
Okay, rolling and is recent medicine, so 16 or less.
There's
Oh.
1
Close.
Well, I'm using a
momentum.
momentum. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right, right on what you needed.
Plus,
What was with
didn't
that
you use
determination?
Yeah, actually it'd be 6.
Oh, because you used determination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So looks clear. You guys like load it into the torpedo tube, close it and seal it. You hope.
And then open the torpedo doob door. Can I put? Am I with them or not?
If you want to be.
I mean, we could put I'm just gonna put a tricorder in there too, just so we can like get like equivalent to a camera. Is there an equivalent to a camera in there?
Yeah, tricorders can do that.
Okay, then I will do that, and
Okay.
just so we can watch to see if they do like attach on and like, futz with it.
Yeah, I mean it gets super dark, so you assume, unless something moved in between you and the star.
Mm-hmm.
Commander, I think it's time to shoot.
Control security.
I don't think you need to roll. I think you just
Okay.
hit the button in the big chair, and it flies out.
Shadows with it,
Moves too fast to tell.
but the shadows disappear.
You do not see the shadows in the torpedo tube anymore.
Mhm.
I think we did it. It's clear.
Looks clear.
Yeah. All
So,
right.
yeah, is there any external cameras in the ship? Any way to?
Watch
Figure
that
that
thing.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can flip around and see, because they're for damage control, right? So you can
Mhm.
flip around and you can look at almost every square inch of the hull, and you don't see any weird like dark spots.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are shadows, but that's
Yeah,
because
not like because it's there's light. Yeah.
But no black hole sort of dark spots.
looks clear.
Well, let's
All right. Well, then in that case, let's clear the ship.
mhm.
All right.
We're gonna walk all the way through the ship again.
Let's go to the Percival.
2 hours later, yes, you clear the ship.
Okay.
And it looks clear.
Okay. Then in that case, we will get on shuttles and we will go to our ship.
Taking the whole crew back.
Yes. I want to clear everybody off, including dead crewmen.
Okay.
She's gonna try lifting one again.
Lifting one what?
Oh, the dead crewman by herself.
Oh,
Yeah,
again.
remember
right.
She
last
thinks she
time
can
she
do
did
it.
the badass like fireman carry.
Think she's able to do it again?
What was that? Fitness security? No, she is not able to.
She like gets it over her shoulder and then falls over.
Okay, so you get the whole crew back over to the Percival.
Oh, actually, I have a question. You said, okay, how many dead crewmen do we have?
4.
4 crewmen who exhibit no signs of injury, right? Other than like they just went brain dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
Would it be possible? Can I? Is it possible for a Vulcan to like jumpstart somebody's brain with a mind meld, like
No.
a sort of
No.
neurological CPR? Okay,
No,
well,
they
I don't know how many
definitely,
people died.
like, for the mind meld to work, their minds have to be on.
Okay, yeah, I just wasn't sure how dead these guys were. You know,
Only
like
mostly. No, these are all dead.
Extremely.
the suit. Okay, fair enough.
All right. So we definitely go debrief with Captain Demore.
Well, we found 2 dead in our communications area while
3.
you were away. And along with the 4, that is not a very...
Wait, were they bodies or were they?
Yeah.
They were trace amounts in the air.
Yeah,
Okay.
But there were 3, not 2.
3. So that's a total of 9 we
7.
lost today. 7. Math.
7. Yeah. That is of course the reason why I took the run.
And then I also kind of like Ensign Stevens and who owes me a bottle of Canar.
Okay. What are you guys gonna do about the Gallant?
I think I'm gonna contact Starfleet, the Admiralty, and give them a direct report and be like, we're not equipped to deal with this thing. And it's also, I think, technically breaks, if we're screw with it, breaks several treaties?
Just one, but it's kind of a gray area, right? Because this cloak was tested before the
Whatever.
Treaty of Algernon, I think.
Yeah.
So technically, you're not breaking the treaty. Yeah, it is the Treaty of Algernon. It predated this by 12 years ish. But like if you fly the ship and turn it on, then obviously you are. That said, I think the admiral instructs you to deliver it to Tratado Station.
All right, then we tug it.
You're towing
Again.
it. Okay. All right. I think we can just end with you guys, with like a shot of the ship towing it slowly into the distance.
Tesora is not sleeping well when you tell it we're towing this thing to Tratado Station.
I think a lot of the crew aren't, especially the ones that were there.
I'm sorry, you cut out, Colin.
I said that I don't think a lot of the crew are sleeping well, especially the ones that were there.
Yeah. Tanjot sleeps good.
I ain't afraid of no ghost.
More leaky pipes.
I mean, just, like, thinking of all of his experience, like, literally, that was just another day. like, he learned to sleep good under heavy fire.
Everoth.
Yep.
What, since this was all about, like, your grandfather, and, I mean, you learning more than you ever have about him, why don't you take control of the last scene? What, who are you with? How are you tying the bow on the episode?
I guess he will be after everything is safe and time to survive and all. Everything is all back to normal. He's gonna go to the hollow room and go to the 80s malt shop.
50s, but okay.
50, sorry. So he goes there with Bunny and Clyde, has a malt and is reading the journal, just trying to get over what was going through his mind to sacrifice so many people just for a cloaking device.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing, right? Is like all through your career at Starfleet Academy, every time some professor called out your name, they're like, "Oh wow, any relation to the Captain Tanjot or Captain Eversole?" And I mean, even without knowing much about him, or even your father had never met him before. But it's kind of at odds with like the reverence that people held your grandfather in. Definitely doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would fly his ship into a radiation belt to kill everybody on board just to make sure that the cloaking device that he knew didn't work would stay safe so the Federation could recover it. Oh, how does that make you feel?
Well, he closes the journal, takes a sip of the malt, and pets Bunny as he looks up into the ceiling and says, why do I feel that I have not fucked up that bad yet?
Like, oh, maybe I'm not doing too bad.
In the scheme of things, haven't killed my entire crew yet. All right, I think that's just about time. This has been Star Trek Adventures Pathfinder. Joining us tonight, we had the Bajoran with a death wish. Now, this is twice that you've come pretty close to death there, James.
Hey, that's kind of what I built him to
It's funny, I
do.
think I'm pretty sure a character of yours did this exact same thing in Avatar, running around On top of an airship.
Maybe? I don't recall.
Yeah.
But yes, I am James. I was Commander Jaws, and brushes with death are just what I do.
And then we had Tara as the captain. Go ahead.
I play Captain Demore, but I mostly played tonight. I still can't remember her name. But
Alaria, Ensign Alaria.
Ensign Alaria, the nervous wreck that she is.
Like malaria with the M.
Yep.
Or hilarious.
And yeah. Thank you for listening.
Tom.
I'm Tom. I played Commander Vivek, who only fucked up a couple times, but
I mean, to be fair, there was all those damn 20s tonight.
yeah, it is 2/20/20 2020 or whatever 2/20.
It was a special occasion.
Yeah. And Daniel.
This is Tesora. The truth is out there.
And last but not least, Everoth.
Hello, I was Ursula. Hope you like my great grandfather's great fuck up.
I'm Colin. I've been the GM. We are streaming Star Trek Pathfinder at this time every Thursday night. We call it Kobold Time. It's 8 o'clock on the East Coast, 5 o'clock on the West Coast. Do the math from there. You can find all of our archives at thekoboldcafe.com. We're also on YouTube. Just search for Kobold Cafe because we're not cool enough to have a vanity URL yet. If you're listening to this,
until you like and subscribe.
I refuse to say like or subscribe in that context.
Well, no, but that's a call to action. It's actually like proof psychology. We say that, and then people will like and subscribe.
How do
It's
I mute
YouTube.
another
You know
user?
what to do the damn thing. Subscribe so we can get the thing.
We're also on Twitch, twitch.tv/Kobold Cafe, and Twitter. I think we're just at Kobold Cafe.
Yep.
All right. We will see you at this time next week. Everybody say goodnight.
Good night.
All right.